Dragon Ball Super episode 80 is now officially in the history books, and today guys we're going to go ahead and dive into my Dragon Ball Super episode 81 predictions video to see what exactly the community had to say in regards to Goku versus Bergamo coming up and Gohan versus Lavender, alongside the overall confusion for the Omni King's mortal levels rating, alongside many other things. And of course, if you guys have anything else to add on to the comments, go on ahead and comment down below to let me know your thoughts as to these questions do also apply to you guys. So let's go on ahead and begin with our question. And again, I was answering a few questions earlier. We're gonna start with Spacey. Now that you think about it, Goku's urge to fight actually saved the universes by asking for the tournament to give their universes a chance to survive, since before the tournament, Zeno was going to erase them anyway. Okay, now we know Goku's urge to fight wasn't such a bad thing. At the same time, it could have went the other way too. Well, the Omni King had a reasoning for cleansing some of these universes, but at least now this gives the other universes a chance to survive, hence why it's called universe survival. So the Omni King was going to go out of his way anyway to destroy some universes with the exception of a few. So actually Goku's urge to fight and holding this tournament was kind of a good thing, and I want to just emphasize that very little, and I want to just take that with a grain of salt, because even though Goku has pretty much jeopardized the entire multiverse system, at the same time this gives other universes a chance to survive by trying to compete and showcasing their display of power to the Omni King and allowing the Omni King not to erase them. So it's gonna come down to an indefinite winner here, but the Omni King was, planning on cleansing, the entire multiverse system. And although I wouldn't say that Goku's urge to fight actually saved their own universe, but it gave them a fighting chance to survive in being erased entirely as a whole. So calling it now, Goku put up a fight. Then he will pretend to lose, then Zeno will call him out about his power, and Topo will get interested in challenging him. Well, we saw how Topo was very interested in Gohan after Gohan had become a Super Saiyan. He was very fascinated that someone was able to alter their battle power. So Topo has never seen a Super Saiyan, obviously enough. I'm pretty sure we can all agree to that. So even though Topo has never seen a Super Saiyan, it's quite interesting to see how episode 81 Topo is going to interrupt. So we don't know what exactly he's going to interrupt, whether or not he interrupts post the fight or whether or not he interrupts during the fight, but Topo has taken an interest as to seeing, the overall development between Goku and Bergamo. So I don't think that Goku is going to actually pretend to lose, because everyone wants to talk about how, oh yeah, Goku's going to throw the fight. I really don't think he's going to do that, but I do think in some way, shape, or form we are going to see a winner. And if Universe 7 loses, it's going to be very interesting to see how Beerus is going to react to that. My girlfriend is mad at me. She may break up with me, bro. Just get her into some Dragon Ball, watch it with her, and your life will be a lot better, trust me. I want to know how strong that Beerus looking guy seems. He seems underrated. The rabbit might be on Goku Black level. Well, I mean, that if you're referring to the rabbit cat-like character who's standing next to the alien guy and Topo in the trailer, then yes, I'm very curious to see how strong he is as well. I think overall, because a lot of you guys seem to agree that you want to see Vegeta versus Topo and Goku versus the alien, so I think it's only fitting to have the rabbit fight Ultimate Gohan maybe, just to see how that would go. And as you guys can see, I was responding to a few comments earlier. I'm going ahead and scroll down here a little bit just to see what more of you guys had to say. Someone actually said Zamasu was right, 2K17. Zamasu was right about a lot of things, guys. So hashtag Zamasu is right down below. Alright, let's see here. The news about Universe 7 being second weakest is because the overall power of the universe is understandable, but what if one strong universe was on the same in terms of unbalanced, but strong guys are super strong? Just think about that. Well, the Omni King was basing that off of life forms, and the overall mortal level of Universe 7 is high. That doesn't necessarily mean it boils down to, BP power levels or whatever, because Goku and Vegeta are arguably the strongest in Universe 7 next to Beerus and Whis. So it's kind of strange to me how, the Omni King was given an average rating to this, because we do understand that Universes 1, 12, 5, and 8 are above the BP mortal level of 7, whereas Universe 7 dips below 3.18. So it's just, the Omni King was just giving an average, measurement as to the overall levels here. But again, even Beerus and the Supreme Kai were a little baffled by mortal level. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the minute the Grand Priest said Ningen, I don't know how many of you guys actually kind of got like a little nostalgic for Zamasu and Black, but when he said Ningen, I was quite happy about that. So the news about Universe 7 being second weakest, I think this gives them more of a chance to even try harder, because I'm pretty sure they must have thought, yeah, we must be like in the top 5, or like in the top 3, but now they're at the very bottom, so this gives them a huge chance to go hard, don't you guys think? I think Goku will allow Bergamo to win for the sake of the other universe, but Bergamo will rather than just try to win, will try to kill Goku, therefore Toppos will jump in to stop it. Very interesting theory. In effect, causing Zeno to keep the rule to destroy the universes because Bergamo didn't win. Okay, well, you see, this could actually be good, because if Goku, you know, allows Bergamo to win and Bergamo wants to purposely kill Goku with Toppos having to step in, Toppos having to step in being, you know, representing righteousness and justice and stuff, I can see that happening. I can see Toppos kind of getting in Bergamo's face instead of Goku's, because that'll make sense in an essence, especially if Bergamo doesn't want to see Universe 9 get destroyed. But again, if he loses, it's like that kind of puts pressure on him. So it's going to be a very interesting developments going into next week either way. I hope Vegeta faces and beats Toppos while Goku faces the purple guy. A lot of us want to see that. A lot of races will be killed off in Universe 7. That's why it's not comparable to Universe 6. You're welcome. Well, tenfold, if you can tell me what you mean by this, because you're saying a lot of races will be killed in Universe 7, and that's why it's not comparable to Universe 6. What do you mean by that? UnrealEntGaming, do you think the Super Dragon Ball, well, do you think the Dragon Ball series will end with Goku becoming the God of Destruction? No, Goku will not. I repeat, I can bet both my left and right nut that Goku will not become a God of Destruction. Why do people keep bringing this up? He was offered the role of Destroyer by Whis, and Goku said no, it's not for him. So what makes you think that Goku would take that opportunity? What makes you think Beerus would kick the can, you know? I mean, they did hint at it from the first movie, but we're no longer applying the first movie anymore. When Beerus asked him if he wanted to be a Destroyer God, I mean, it's a theory of mine because Goku's getting close to the Omni King, and I think his friendship with the Omni King will give him the new job of God. No, Goku does not want that responsibility, trust me. I mean, think about it. Goku being a Destroyer, that makes no sense for Goku's character, you know? Because Goku's not one to be violent like Beerus, you know? So the Goku has no interest or reason in taking that position up, you know? Like, so I really cannot see this happening ever. Universe 7 being one of the weakest probably just refers to the fact that the only strong people are the Z Fighters. No, they're referencing that and comparing life forms. That's why they said mortal levels. And the absolute strongest are Goku and Vegeta. I agree, next to Beerus and Whis. The Z Fighters wouldn't even make up 1% of the population of Earth. Yes, but however, the Omni King wasn't just scaling 1% of the population of Earth. He was scaling the entire universe. Every single life form in that universe combined had an average mortal level of 3.18. That doesn't just apply for the Z Fighters, that counts for everyone as a whole. That's why Beerus was in such shock, and him and the Supreme Kai had a little bit of an altercation, which was kind of funny. But no, this doesn't apply to just the 1% of the population of Earth, nor the Z Fighters. This counts for everybody. And even though they have strong fighters, next to some of these other universes, as Beerus said in the first movie, there are other universes that have spawned warriors even greater than us. So who's to say that some universes just don't have a very high, you know, caliber of fighters that preside all throughout the entire multiverse, you know? Me personally, I think that they rank Universe 7 lower than they actually are because none of the fighters have used their full strength. Yes and no. I mean, the only transformation they've seen is Super Saiyan, and there are 4 levels of Super Saiyan. Yes, but here's the thing, bro. You're basing this off of only Super Saiyans. The Omni Kings were basing this off of the entire universe. Like, Goku and Vegeta and Gohan aren't the only ones that live in Universe 7. You get what I'm saying? They pretty much compared every single Namekian, every single human being, every single Saiyan that's still alive out there, every single, you know, Kaioshin, whatever the case may be, they compared everyone with the exception of the gods in Universe 7 to compare their rankings. And even though, yes, they haven't seen Super Saiyan, you know, 2, 3, or God, you know, they're not just comparing Goku and Vegeta in making this estimate, you know, they're comparing all life forms. Like, all the other life forms can't become Super Saiyan 2, 3's gods and stuff, so it'll be unfair. Not including Kaioken, I think they got the ranks lower than they actually are, and Goku's probably going to have a new transformation in the arc. Well, I may agree to that. I think Goku may have a new transformation, but again, they weren't comparing Universe 7 just because they saw Super Saiyan. They're comparing Universe 7 because they know Universe 7 as it is. You know, like, they're the Omni Kings. They govern over this shit, so they know better than anyone else. Alex, what are your DBS episodes that you can't wait for in English? Mine are 39 and 59. Mine are probably 67, 59, 56, 39, and 41. Excuse me. Or are you guys always overthinking things? The explanation as to why Universe 6 ranks higher is simply because Planet Sadal is still around. That is not true. That is not true. We don't know this. We don't know this. We don't know this. I hate when people try to say things like, oh, why are you overthinking things? It's not overthinking things. It's factual. They gave you irrefutable factual evidence in episode 80. What's hard for you to understand? They said Universe 9 is the weakest. Universe 7 is the second to weakest. Universe 6 can rank anywhere. Universe 6 can rank anywhere, and we saw the display of power in what Universe 6 can do. And that's not including, as you just said, Planet Sadal. But then again, Universe 6 may also have warriors that are averagely stronger than the people in Universe 7. You know, what if the regular Saiyans of Planet Sadal are stronger than the ones that they were in, you know, like on Planet Vegeta? What if the Universe 6 Earth, you know, the Earthlings in Universe 6, what if they're averagely slightly stronger than the humans in Universe 7? You know, like they could be basing that off that, you know? It's hard for someone to say, well, you're overthinking things. We're not overthinking anything. We're just giving our assessment and our analysis and opinion as to what's what. You know, in terms of Universe 6 ranking higher, we don't know if that's because of Planet Sadal or not. We really can't say that for sure. So for you to say, oh, it's only due to Planet Sadal still being around, it's nonsense. It's arrogant because we don't know as to why Universe 6 ranks higher, but it's irrefutable that Universe 7 ranks second to lowest. You can't deny that. The show finally addressed the problem I had for years when they got the what? Of all the Z fighters relied on Son Goku and Vegeta, maybe on some cases Gohan. Now the power gaps are way too spread apart. Yes, they are. If Goku masters Kaioken with God Ki, then the gap between him and Vegeta will be even greater. Yes, I agree. However, the gap between Universe 7 and some of these other universes in terms of power is just insanely huge. Like the power gap here is just off the charts because we have fighters out there that we haven't even met yet, and they could be at a very high tier. So in terms of Goku mastering Kaioken with God Ki, yeah, him and Vegeta are gonna be far apart because now Vegeta's gonna have to master God Ki and something to add on to his God Ki in order to just keep up with Goku, don't you think? Let me go ahead and scroll down here a little bit more. I think Goku will win and trigger Toppos, then he blew his chance on not destroying the universe. Okay, another theory here. That could be the case, but again, I'm just interested to see as to why Toppos is going to be interfering in the first place. Even if it is because of Goku. No worries, Alex, we understand that watching the subs may be a little tricky. This time went south, but appreciate your effort to be very Vanguard piece. Thank you so much. You see, like, in my previous breakdown, I made a few mistakes because I was kind of rushing through the episode. I had a few things to do that day, and I greatly apologize for messing up some of the translations because I must have misread a couple of things, but comments like this really do make me feel better, so thank you so much. Yo, Alex, Resident Evil 7 DLC is out. You should go get on it. I'm definitely going to get on it very soon. I'm probably going to live stream tomorrow, or if anything, tonight. Alex, do you think Beerus and Supreme Kai will be more involved in their universe due to the recent revelations of their universe average power rank? Yes, I think that Beerus is going to tell everyone, like, yo, y'all better start training, y'all better start doing something to help us increase our immortal level, because if not, we're going to fall behind. So yeah, I love how Beerus and the Supreme Kai were kind of arguing. That added a little bit of character to them both, but overall, I think that it may have an effect because Beerus realizes, like, yo, without Goku and Vegeta, we're screwed, like bad. What if Buu fought Botamo? Very interesting because Botamo can actually send your attack somewhere else. That would be so funny to see because I can definitely see Buu and Botamo. Like, Botamo's like more of like the arrogant one. Buu is like the childish one. So if Buu fought Bergamo, I'm gonna have to go with Buu. But comment down below as to who you guys believe would win. Omni King is Hitler confirmed. Pretty much. Was stated before the angels stop functioning if there is no god of destruction to serve, and it was said by the Grand Priest that the gods be wiped out alongside the mortals. Any ideas as to why this little twist could mean? This is very interesting. This is a very interesting turn of events because you have to ask yourself, it's like, okay, why are the angels the only ones that are prone to not being erased? You get what I'm saying? Why is, Whis and Vados, why are the other angels prone to just, having to just stop functioning while everyone else dies? I think my theory is because, as, Whis told Beerus, we do have different meanings, I think that number one, it's because they're the Grand Priestess children. So I do think that this has something to do with, you know, all of them being related to the Grand Priest. However, I do also think that their overall purpose may just be to govern and regulate the rules. So which is why the Omni King may need them around, just to set the bar, you know, straight for someone not to get out of line. That's just my theory. If Bergamo can copy abilities, maybe he should go super... Oh, God. Maybe he should do a super transformation deal, copying Goku or Gohan's transformation. That ain't gonna happen. You're not gonna see no yellow wolf. So, I'll get it, yellow wolf. You're not gonna see no yellow wolf. So, just don't even expect that. The Zero Mortals plan would be really useful right about now. Yes! This is Zamasu's Zero Mortals plan. How scary is that? Beerus is gonna push the hell out of everyone to train their asses off. I couldn't agree more, man. That is the only average power level. Goku and Vegeta could probably beat out most of the fighters from each universe, about 90%. Alright, so you're saying that Goku and Vegeta can beat out 90% of this tournament. I disagree. I'm going to have to say probably 85% because we still have another portion of fighters that could easily defeat Goku and Vegeta. You know, who's to say that Hit hasn't got stronger? And Toppos, and the Alien, and the Purple Rabbit. Like, there are certain characters that I think will pose a huge threat to our characters. So, for you to say Goku and Vegeta can clear out 90% is a little too far-fetched because we really haven't seen what anyone else can do, at least as of right now. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here a little bit more. Tell us about the mortal level, please. Well, we still don't have a definite understanding as to what the mortal level is or what it means. But mortal level can be based on someone's, you know, just spiritual level, or it could be battle power. Who knows? I mean, it's hard to say what mortal level means because it's not just regular, you know, power levels and whatnot. Let's go ahead and scroll down here a little bit more. I never liked the ending of the battle. I want it to be better if they had a winner. Oh, between Gohan and Lavenda. Well, it seemed to make more sense to do this because this gives Gohan more of a reason to train hard. I think by the end of Goku versus Bergamo, Goku goes Super Saiyan Blue and one-shots Bergamo. I don't see Goku having any reason to go Super Saiyan Blue. I think Goku will just become a Super Saiyan and push Bergamo and then just having to beat him if anything, and that's going to be the end of that, honestly. I wonder how Beerus takes it knowing Champa's universe is over his. Yo, you're so correct. Because Beerus is just like, how, like, Champa's such an asshole. And for him to be like, damn, my brother's universe is above mine, it's like, his reaction is going to be priceless. And Champa's going to be gloating about this. Gohan surely won if he accepted the Senzu Bean. Yes. If he did, that would have changed the game a lot. But then Gohan has honor. Gohan has honor, and he didn't want to do that. Not a huge fan of Gohan, but Gohan definitely beat Lavender. I mean, he knocked out Lavender and was the last man standing. Yes, and it was the poison that pretty much got to him. I have to disagree with Emish on a technical loss. I say, if anything, Gohan technically won because he was the last man standing. It was not about the damage, but it was about the case. You might as well say Broly beat Goku since he damaged Goku a lot, but it's not how it works. I say Gohan technically won because if it weren't for the poison, Gohan would have easily beat him. I agree. If it wasn't for the poison, Gohan would have easily beat him. However, you know, it was on a technicality because even though Gohan was standing, as Emish said, if Gohan was standing just for a little bit longer and walked away, I think that would have easily declared him as being the winner because as soon as he got back up, he said, I won, and he fell down. Now, obviously, he fell down because of the poison, but yes, Gohan technically won, but if he were to remain on his feet for just a little bit longer and walked away, the Daishinkan would have announced Universe 7 as being the winners, but he couldn't hang it. The poison got to him. As, you know, even we said, the poison was just too great. It just overcame his body. And again, guys, I do want to say if you guys have anything to add on to this, comment down below, interact with each other. So I do want to hear this. You were so turned about Gohan. I haven't noticed anyone say anything about the episodes beyond piss poor animation. Well, the animation was really good. It wasn't piss poor. Like, if you forgot the episode with Goku and Hit when they fought during the filler, that was piss poor. Or the Resurrection F saga, you know, entire arc, like that was piss poor. So that was a lot worse than this. But the animation was pretty solid. I don't know why anyone has any gripes about it. How to fix Universe 7 power level, revive Perfect Cell, switch him with Krillin, boom. What? Plus, since God's Destruction have their lives as well on the line, Beerus, Champa, Vermouse, etc. should be allowed to fight. I agree to the point where gods should be able to fight as well, just to kind of like fight for their survival. That would have been good to see Beerus versus Vermouth and Champa versus, you know, someone like Khalees or something like that. That would have been amazing to see. But I don't think gods are going to fight. And I think switching Krillin out with Perfect Cell is kind of dumb. Because Cell, even though Cell wouldn't really go by his own rules, Cell wouldn't make that much of a difference if you ask me. I think the mortal scale is BS like power levels. I think so too. The whole mortal scale thing is kind of stupid, man. It really is. One reason Champa's universe is stronger, a planet full of Saiyans. That could be the case. I really do. I think that could be the case. However, we can't say that for sure, bro. We can't say that for sure. Let me go ahead and scroll here. In the ending song, it says demons wearing the masks of angels. I wonder if it has some meaning. Hint: Grand Priest, Whis, etc. Maybe evil. Well, me and Emish talked about this in my previous video, so if you haven't seen our breakdown of this, you guys might want to go ahead and check it out. Those ratings weren't about power levels of our mortals in Universe 7. I think it's more about their behavior. Universe 9 is the worst, as you can see by the way the gods act. Well, we don't know what the scale works on. We don't know if it works on power, if it works on their spirit. Hopefully enough that they give us more of an understanding as to what this is. But so far, we can't really say as to what it's based on. It's just the Omni King's average estimate. But again, guys, if you guys have anything to add, comment down below, because this is, I want to get your feedback on all of this, and I want to hear what you guys have to say. And I also do want to say thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys are Dragon Ball fans, don't forget to subscribe for all the latest Dragon Ball news, information, and updates. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to go ahead and slap a like down below. Tune in for more. If you guys have anything to add on, just leave your thoughts down below as well, guys. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Take it easy, guys. Peace.